From the dawn of civilization, humans have walked this earth, leaving their mark on the very fabric of time. We've witnessed empires rise and fall, technological marvels redefine our understanding of the possible, and wars reshape the geopolitical chessboard. But if we take a step back, zoom out from the immediate and adopt a cosmic perspective, we begin to see these events not as isolated incidents, but as threads woven into the grand tapestry of history. Here's a countdown of the top 10 historical events that have shaped our world in profound and lasting ways. Imagine a world where one power reigns supreme, its influence stretching across continents, its legions feared throughout the known world. That was the Roman Empire at its zenith, but even giants fall. The year 476 AD marks the traditional date for the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Now, pinpointing the exact moment of such a vast empire's demise is like trying to find the precise moment a star transitions from a red giant to a white dwarf. It's a process, not an instant. The Roman Empire had been crumbling for centuries, plagued by internal strife, economic woes, and relentless barbarian invasions. Think of it like a star running out of fuel. Over time, the core can no longer sustain the outer layers, and the once mighty star begins to collapse. Similarly, the Roman Empire, burdened by its vastness, overstretched legions, and internal decay, could no longer hold. But just as a dying star can seed the cosmos with the elements for new stars and planets, the fall of Rome had a ripple effect that shaped the course of Western civilization. It ushered in the Middle Ages, a period of fragmentation, feudalism, and the rise of new powers in Europe. Before 1440, knowledge was a precious commodity, often confined to the halls of monasteries and the wealthy elite. Books were painstakingly copied by hand, making them rare and expensive. But then, Johannes Gutenberg, a German goldsmith and inventor, changed the world. He didn't discover a new continent or conquer an empire, but his invention had just as profound an impact. Gutenberg's printing press, with its movable type, ushered in a new era of mass communication. Imagine the universe before the first stars ignited, a vast expanse of darkness. Then the first stars burst into existence, flooding the cosmos with light and energy. Gutenberg's printing press was like that, igniting a revolution of knowledge. Suddenly, information could be disseminated on an unprecedented scale. Books became more affordable and accessible, leading to a surge in literacy rates and the spread of new ideas across Europe. The printing press didn't just democratize knowledge, it challenged authority. Martin Luther's 95 Theses, a catalyst for the Protestant Reformation, were quickly disseminated thanks to Gutenberg's invention. The ability to print and distribute information on a mass scale chipped away at the Catholic Church's monopoly on knowledge and spiritual authority. The year is 1775. Across the Atlantic in the 13 British colonies, an idea is taking root, the radical notion that governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. This wasn't just a rebellion against British rule, it was a bold experiment in self-determination, a declaration that people had the right to shape their own destiny. The American Revolution wasn't just a war for independence, it was a war of ideas. The colonists, inspired by Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke and Montesquieu, dared to envision a government based on the principles of liberty, equality, and representative democracy. Their victory over the mighty British Empire sent shockwaves across the globe, proving that even the most powerful empires could be challenged and that ordinary citizens could rise up to demand their rights. The American Revolution wasn't just a local affair, its impact transcended borders. The Declaration of Independence, with its powerful words about universal rights and freedoms, became a beacon of hope for oppressed people around the world. It inspired future revolutions, from the streets of Paris to the battlefields of Latin America, as people rose up to demand their own taste of liberty. If the American Revolution was a controlled experiment in democracy, the French Revolution was a volatile chemical reaction. Years of social inequality, economic hardship, and a burgeoning sense of resentment towards the monarchy culminated in a storm that would engulf France and reshape the political landscape of Europe. In 1789, the Bastille fell, a symbol of royal oppression, and with it the old order began to crumble. The French Revolution was a chaotic and bloody affair marked by periods of radicalism, terror, and ultimately the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. But amidst the turmoil, it gave birth to enduring ideals that continue to resonate today: liberty, equality, fraternity. The French Revolution's impact wasn't confined to France. It sent shockwaves across Europe, inspiring both fear and admiration. Monarchies trembled at the thought of similar uprisings, while oppressed populations dared to dream of a more just and equitable society. The revolution's legacy is a complex one, a testament to the power of ideas to reshape societies and the enduring human quest for freedom and self-determination. Imagine a world where the pace of life was dictated by the rising and setting of the sun, where work was primarily agrarian, and the rhythms of nature shaped human existence. Then, in the late 18th century, a new era dawned: the Industrial Revolution. It began in Britain, fueled by innovations in textile production, iron-making, and the steam engine. Like a chain reaction, these inventions spurred further technological advancements, transforming societies from agrarian economies to industrial powerhouses. Factories sprang up powered by coal and steam, drawing people from rural areas to burgeoning urban centers. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just about machines. It was about a fundamental shift in the way humans lived, worked, and interacted with their environment. Mass production made goods more affordable and accessible, but it also led to harsh working conditions, child labor, and the rise of a new class of industrialists who amassed unprecedented wealth. The Industrial Revolution was a period of both progress and exploitation, shaping the modern world with its triumphs and its challenges. At the dawn of the 20th century, Europe was a tapestry of empires, alliances, and simmering tensions. Technological advancements born from the Industrial Revolution had produced not only marvels of engineering, but also weapons of unprecedented destructive power. Then, in 1914, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary in Sarajevo ignited the tinderbox of Europe. World War I was a war unlike any before it. It was a global conflict, fought on an industrial scale, with millions of soldiers mired in the trenches of Europe, locked in a brutal stalemate. New technologies like machine guns, poison gas, and tanks made warfare more lethal than ever before. The Great War, as it was known, shattered the illusion of progress that had characterized the late 19th century. It was a conflict that exposed the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of unchecked nationalism and militarism. Chapter 7. If World War I was the war to end all wars, World War II was its even more devastating sequel. The Treaty of Versailles, intended to ensure peace, had instead sown the seeds of resentment and instability in Europe. The rise of Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany, fueled by economic hardship and nationalist fervor, plunged the world back into darkness. World War II was a global conflict on an unprecedented scale. From the beaches of Normandy to the jungles of the Pacific, millions fought and died in a battle against tyranny. The horrors of the Holocaust, the systematic genocide of Jews and other minorities perpetrated by the Nazi regime, revealed the depths of human depravity. But amidst the darkness, there were also stories of extraordinary courage and resilience. Ordinary citizens, soldiers, and resistance fighters alike rose up to confront evil. The Allied victory in 1945 marked the defeat of fascism, but it came at a tremendous cost. Chapter 8. The Shadow of the Bomb, the Cold War and the Nuclear Threat. World War II ended with the dawn of the atomic age, a chilling reminder of humanity's capacity for self-destruction. In the aftermath of the conflict, a new struggle emerged, not between armies clashing on battlefields, but between ideologies. Capitalism versus communism, democracy versus authoritarianism. The Cold War was a period of geopolitical tension and rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, the two superpowers that emerged from World War II. It was a war fought through proxy conflicts, espionage, propaganda, and the constant threat of nuclear annihilation. The world watched with bated breath as the doomsday clock, a symbolic timepiece representing the likelihood of global nuclear war, ticked closer to midnight. The Cold War cast a long shadow over the second half of the 20th century. It fueled arms races, space exploration, and ideological conflicts that shaped the political landscape of the globe. Chapter 9. One small step, the moon landing and humanity's reach for the stars. On July 20th, 1969, amidst the backdrop of the Cold War, humanity achieved the seemingly impossible. Neil Armstrong, an American astronaut, became the first human to set foot on the moon, uttering the now iconic words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." The Apollo 11 mission, a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of exploration, captivated the world. It was a rare moment of unity during a divisive time, a shared experience that transcended national borders and ideological differences. The moon landing wasn't just about planting a flag on a celestial body. It was about pushing the boundaries of human potential, expanding our understanding of the universe, and inspiring generations to come. Chapter 10. Tearing Down Walls, the Fall of the Berlin Wall and the End of an Era. For nearly 3 decades, the Berlin Wall stood as a stark symbol of division, a concrete barrier separating East and West Berlin, communism and democracy. It was a physical manifestation of the ideological Iron Curtain that had descended across Europe after World War II. Then, in November 1989, a series of peaceful protests and political upheavals culminated in the unthinkable, the opening of the Berlin Wall. Images of East and West Berliners coming together, sledgehammers in hand, chipping away at the wall that had divided them for so long, were beamed around the world. It was a moment of euphoria, a testament to the power of peaceful protest and the human desire for freedom and unity. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked not only the reunification of Germany, but also the beginning of the end for the Soviet Union. Within 2 years, the Soviet Empire would crumble, ending the Cold War and ushering in a new era of global politics. Ultra, echoes of the past, shaping the future. These 10 events, these pivotal moments in human history, remind us that we are not merely passive observers of time's passage. We are active participants in shaping the course of events, for better or for worse. From the fall of empires to technological revolutions, from devastating wars to inspiring acts of courage and unity, these events have left an indelible mark on the world we inhabit today. As we grapple with the challenges of the 21st century, it's essential to remember the lessons of the past. By understanding the forces that have shaped our world, we can better navigate the complexities of the present and strive to create a future where peace, progress, and human ingenuity prevail.